Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hubalubalu back with another game review, and this time it is the coolest visual puzzle adventure game I have played so far on the Nintendo Switch, PODE. Don't forget to add me on Twitter at Hubalubalu. Now this game was released on June 21st, 2018 and was published and developed by Henchman and Goon. Now I can say right now, if you're a big puzzle fan, this game is definitely one you need to get. It is a very challenging game, it's very fun, the visuals are amazing, and the music makes it even better. The melodic tones just go so well with the nature that just illuminates every time you enter another level. The story of this game is pretty simple. You either play as two characters, one a fallen star or two a boulder. Each one has its certain abilities, but they both go around solving these ancient Norwegian art and culture inspired puzzles in this beautifully and visually stunning environment that is grown about you by your own characters. So we'll start with the first character named Glow, the fallen star, who has the ability to light itself up, grow, and illuminate the nature and the walls around you. You can even tell this character has lighter density because it can run on water and jump even higher and float even farther. And for the other character you play as, Boulder, it's a giant rock, so every time you're near water it sinks to the floor, but it has those cool abilities where you can swallow up the star and use it to enhance the light in later levels. It can also shoot the star out in certain situations to get in farther distances. However, these are just some of the main abilities you can use in the game. This game is co-op, and I found it to be a lot better than playing with a single player. Now as you go about the game, you switch back and forth between each character, and doing this is a little monotonous. Going back and forth and moving them to one side to another, and then realizing that you've made the wrong decision and you have to go back to the other side. Yes, there is that ability where you hold the left trigger and they both move at the same time. You can see them connecting and everything, but it still is a little bit annoying to have to go back and forth. So having a second player there is really fun, and it's a lot easier, and it's a lot better to have a second mind on hand because some of these puzzles are really challenging. And I even tweeted out to the developers about helping me through a level, and they tweeted back to me and they got me through it, so it is a pretty challenging game. Now you guys got a little bit of the background of the game. Next I'm going to hit my pros and cons. Alright, right out of the bag, the pros for it, I love the visuals. They're so stunning, they just make my eyes just want to just melt right as I look into every new level. On top of that, the music goes so well with this game that you just want to adventure around into every single area. Even though the storyline wasn't really a big thing that they told you about, the gameplay really plays a big part of it. Now each level tells you like a different story of what the relationship of the two characters are going through. And once you get through the whole game, you'll see what happens, and it just makes you feel so much better inside. Again, I just want to make it a big clear thing, I love this nature in it. I walked around the level even though I could have finished the level earlier. I just wanted to see what would happen for the rest of the level. It just looks so beautiful every time I just entered a new area. I always wanted to adventure around, not even finishing the level before I actually finished the whole area of nature itself. Now let's not forget the main part of this game. The puzzles in this game were so fun. It was just so hard from the beginning to the end. It was just an amazing time. I loved it. Whoever loves puzzles needs to get this game. If you have another person that you want to play with, even better. It makes it so much more fun. Now we're going to hit some of the things I didn't like in the game as I ran through it. In the beginning of the game, there isn't much exploration that you need to do, so as you get farther into the game and the levels get bigger, the whole screen on the Nintendo Switch itself gets really small. So I started playing on the big screen because I actually had to do all this game recording, but it was really challenging for me to actually see on the Switch game console itself. I just found it so much better to play on an actual bigger TV. The next thing I really saw was the camera angle. There was only one camera angle, and it was looking directly at it like a 2D platform where you just go from left to right, but you also go left, right, up, down, and diagonal in this game. So it was really hard to work around where you're going from right to left was. And it was just that the camera angles never switched and you couldn't move it around. There was always just a stagnant camera angle right behind the characters. I did hit on this a little bit earlier, but the switching between the boulder and the star becomes a real annoyance as you go back and forth and trying to figure out these puzzles. Getting them close together, realizing that you actually have to have one on one side or one on another side, or you need them both together. It's kind of annoying, so it really helps if you do have a second player. The final thing I do want to hit on was the frame drop. Now, in every level, the nature around you expands and it all works together. And I think this runs around 30 frames per second. And the bigger the level and the more nature there was, the more frames that are being used. And so the rate just goes down. And there were just some levels where I would just use the ability for both characters and the nature was moving at the same time. And it would just cut you out so much. And I thought that was just such a killer for me, because it looks so cool, but I was just getting so many frame cuts in between, and I couldn't actually see this like real cool visualization. It happened in a couple more levels than I thought it would. And I do have a couple of more games that most people do on their Nintendo Switch, but I still have an extra memory card, so I don't think it was my Switch. I think it was just the running of the frames in the game itself. Alright, so the conclusion of this game is I thought it was an 8.5. I really liked this game, a really hard 8.5. Visually it was amazing. I was really disappointed in the frames. The storyline was great, the Norwegian background for the culture was really fun. I really wish I had a second player to play with all the time, but as a one player I did have fun playing all the puzzles and everything like that. So that was my review, guys. I'm Hubalubalu. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below for more. I'm trying to make as many videos as possible, whether it be game reviews, movie reviews, or just stuff about my life. So if you want to subscribe for more, I'm gonna have as many as possible. Don't forget to add my Twitter account at Hubalubalu. I just started it, so that's for gaming updates and everything like that. I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you next time.